You're not competing with him. You already lost, she said smugly about her ex during an argument. I didn't respond, just went to the bedroom and packed my things. She followed me, asking what I was doing. I said, letting the winner have you. She started crying, saying she didn't mean it like that. I zipped my bag and left. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey everyone, I need to get this off my chest. It's been a wild ride, and looking back, it's almost surreal how one smug comment unraveled everything. But it also set me free in ways I never expected. This is long, but if you've ever been compared to an ex or felt like a backup plan, maybe it'll resonate. Names changed, obviously. Let's call her Emily, and her ex Mark. We'd been together for just over 3 years. I met Emily at a mutual friend's barbecue in the city where we both worked entry-level jobs back then. She was vibrant, funny, with this infectious laugh that could light up a room. I was the steady type, reliable, always planning ahead. I thought that's what she liked about me. From the start, I was all in. I supported her through everything. About 6 months in, she lost her job at a marketing firm due to cutbacks. It hit her hard. She'd cry at night, doubting herself. I picked up extra shifts at my engineering gig to cover rent while she job hunted. I cooked meals, listened to her vent for hours, even helped tweak her resume. When she finally landed a better position in a different city 2 hours away, I didn't hesitate. I requested a transfer from my company, packed up our apartment, and we moved together. It meant leaving my close-knit group of friends behind, but I figured it was worth it for us. We're building a future, I'd tell myself. Flashback to those early days. One night, after a rough interview for her, she came home defeated. I surprised her with her favorite takeout and a bubble bath ready. She melted into my arms, whispering, "You're my rock." Moments like that made the sacrifices feel right. I skipped a buddy's bachelor party to be there when she needed me. I put off pursuing a certification that could have boosted my career because it would have meant less time together during her transition. I was loyal, committed. Hell, I was saving for a ring, imagining proposing on a quiet weekend getaway. But cracks started showing. Emily had this habit of bringing up her ex, Mark, in casual ways at first. Mark used to take me on spontaneous road trips, she'd say while we watched TV, her tone nostalgic. I'd brush it off, thinking it was just reminiscing. Mark was the exciting guy from her college days, tattoos, motorcycle, always chasing adrenaline. They broke up because he was flaky, cheated once or twice, but she painted him as this larger-than-life figure. Over time, the comparisons got sharper, especially during arguments. It started subtle. If I suggested a budget for groceries because money was tight after the move, she'd roll her eyes. Mark never worried about pennies. He just lived in the moment. Or when I planned a cozy date night and instead of hitting a club, "You're so predictable," Mark would have surprised me with tickets to a concert. I felt the sting, but I'd swallow it. She stressed, I'd rationalize. Work's been tough. I tried harder, booked a surprise weekend at a cabin, splurged on gifts. But it never seemed enough. Then came the emotional distance. She'd stay late at work events, come home glued to her phone, giggling at texts. I caught glimpses, messages from Mark. Just old friends catching up, she'd say dismissively if I asked. One time, she posted a vague story on social media, a meme about missing that spark with someone who gets you. Friends messaged me asking if we were okay. I confronted her gently, but she gaslit me. "You're being paranoid." "It's nothing." I backed off, not wanting to seem controlling. Looking back, I see the manipulation. She kept me around as the safe bet while flirting with the idea of Mark. I'd find her scrolling his profiles late at night, liking old photos. During sex, she'd zone out, and once, she even whispered the wrong name, claimed it was a slip. I forgave it, like an idiot. But it built up, this constant feeling of being second best. I was pouring everything into us, while she treated me like a placeholder. The breaking point came one Tuesday evening. I'd had a long day at work, dealing with a project deadline that had me pulling overtime. I got home, started dinner, hoping for a quiet night. Emily walked in, slamming the door. "Why didn't you text me back earlier?" she snapped. I'd been in meetings, but apparently, that wasn't good enough. It escalated quickly over nothing. Me forgetting to pick up dry cleaning or something trivial. "You're always so wrapped up in your safe little routine," she yelled. Mark would have dropped everything for me. I stayed calm. Emily, can we talk about this without bringing him up? She laughed, that smug, cutting laugh. Why? You're not competing with him. You already lost. Her eyes were cold, like she'd been holding that in for months. It hit like a gut punch. All those sacrifices, the loyalty, and this was how she saw me? A loser in some imaginary race. I didn't yell back, didn't beg or argue. The words hung in the air, and something inside me clicked. I stood up, walked to the bedroom, and started packing a bag. Shirts, pants, toiletries, methodical, like I was prepping for a business trip. She followed a minute later, confusion replacing the smugness. What are you doing? I zipped the duffel halfway, letting the winner have you. Her face crumpled. Tears started flowing. Wait, no? I didn't mean it like that. It was just an argument. Come on, don't be dramatic. I finished packing, grabbed my keys. Goodbye, Emily. And I walked out the door, her sobs echoing behind me. That night, I crashed at a hotel, then a buddy's couch in the old city. Blocked her number, socials, clean break. The confusion hit hard in those first days. Why had I stayed so long? The unfairness gnawed at me. I'd given up so much, only to be discarded like that. But I didn't reach out. Instead, I focused on me. Hit the gym, reconnected with friends, dove into that certification I'd postponed. Life started feeling lighter without the constant comparisons. Weeks turned to months. Mutual friends filled me in, unprompted. Emily had reconnected with Mark almost immediately, posted pics of them on dates, looking happy, but it unraveled fast. Mark was the same unstable guy, jealous rages, disappearing for days, even got physical once from what I heard. He cheated on her with an ex of his own, then ghosted. She lost friends who saw through her crap. Turns out, they'd been defending me behind the scenes. Her job suffered. She got demoted after missing deadlines amid the drama. Then the attempt started. First, a text from a new number. Hey, can we talk? I miss you. Ignored. Calls from her sister. You're being childish. She needs you. Hung up. She showed up at my old workplace. Thankfully, I transferred back. Desperation ramped up, revealing her true colors. But that's for later. Right now, I'm thriving. New job, new city vibes. Even dating someone who appreciates the real me. Emily, she's irrelevant. That drive away from the apartment felt endless. The city lights blurred through the windshield as I gripped the steering wheel, my mind replaying her words on loop. You're not competing with him. You already lost. It wasn't just the smugness in her voice. It was the casual cruelty, like she'd been tallying points in her head all along. I'd been loyal, bending over backward to make her happy. And this was the thanks? A dismissal like I was some failed audition. I checked into a cheap hotel that night, the kind with thin walls and buzzing fluorescents. Sat on the edge of the bed, bag at my feet, staring at the wall. Confusion washed over me in waves. Why had I ignored the signs? The late nights on her phone, the way she'd pull away when I tried to hold her, the constant erosion of my confidence with those jabs about Mark. Flashback to a month earlier. We'd been at a dinner with her coworkers, and she laughed too hard at a story about her wild college days with him. I felt eyes on me, pitying, but I smiled through it, squeezed her hand under the table. Love makes you blind, they say. Turns out, it also makes you a doormat. The next morning, I called my boss and pushed through that transfer back to my original office in the old city. Crashed on my buddy Jake's couch while I hunted for a new place. Blocked Emily everywhere. No texts, no socials, no loopholes. It was a clean detach, like ripping off a bandage. The silence hit hard at first. I'd wake up expecting her good morning message, then remember. Days blurred into routines. Work, gym, grabbing beers with friends I'd neglected. Jake slapped me on the back one night. Dude, you dodged a bullet. Maybe, but it still stung. I let the unfairness simmer without acting on it. No angry posts online, no venting to mutuals. Just processed it internally. Why beg someone who saw you as a loser? I journaled a bit. Yeah, sounds cheesy, but it helped. Entries like, today, I realized her excitement was just chaos. I deserve peace. Started that certification course, aced it in weeks. Landed a promotion that came with a pay bump. Reconnected with old hobbies. Hiking trails I hadn't hit in years, reading books without interruption. Life without the emotional whiplash felt steady. Good. About a month in, The karma started trickling through. I didn't seek it out. Mutual friends spilled during casual check-ins. Emily had jumped straight back into things with Mark. Posted a photo of them at some bar. Her caption, "Rediscovering old flames." Smug as ever. But it didn't last. Mark was the same guy she'd left before. Unpredictable, with a temper that flared over nothing. Friends said he got jealous when she talked to male co-workers, accused her of cheating. One night, it escalated. He smashed her phone during an argument, then stormed out. She tried to downplay it, but word spread. Then the discard. Mark ghosted her after a couple months, right around when his own ex came back into the picture. Left her with a half-empty apartment and a bruised ego. Her job took a hit too. Missed meetings, distracted performance reviews. Got demoted to a junior role, the stress piling on. Friends who once defended her started pulling away. One told me, "We saw how she treated you." The truth came out. Isolation set in. Family tried to rally, but even they admitted she'd messed up. It was ironic. She chased better and ended up with less. I didn't gloat, just noted it as the universe balancing the scales. The confusion faded as I sat with it. Mornings became easier. I'd brew coffee, plan my day without second-guessing. Flashback to our last good weekend. A picnic I'd packed, her head on my shoulder as we watched the sunset. "This is nice," she'd said. But even then, her phone buzzed with a text from him. I'd ignored the pit in my stomach. Now, that pit was gone, replaced by clarity. I wasn't the loser, she'd lost me. As the months rolled on, 3, then 4, the attempts began. Subtle at first, then desperate. I stayed detached, but it revealed her hypocrisy in full color. Power had flipped, she was unraveling, and I was building. It started with a text from an unknown number. "Hey, it's Emily. Can we talk? I miss us." That fight was stupid. I read it, felt nothing but a faint echo of annoyance. Deleted without reply. A week later, another. "Please? I know I hurt you, but let's fix this." Ignored. Then the calls ramped up. One evening, my phone rang, her sister's number. I answered, figuring it might be an emergency. "Alex? It's Sarah. Look, Emily's a mess. You need to talk to her. She's crying all the time. Says she didn't mean those things about Mark." I kept my voice even. "Sarah, this isn't my problem anymore. But you're being so cold." She made a mistake. Families fight, but they forgive. Come on, for old time's sake. Old times are over. Tell her to move on. Click. Emily tried again herself a few days later. A voicemail. "Alex, pick up. I was wrong. Mark was a disaster. He's abusive, unstable. I see now what I had with you. Please, call me back. I need you." Need. Not want, not love, need. It twisted the knife a bit, but I erased it. The desperation escalated. She unblocked herself somehow or used a friend's phone for more texts. "Why are you ignoring me? This is childish." Then she showed up. I'd just moved into my new apartment, a simple one-bedroom with a view of the park. Doorbell rang one Saturday afternoon. Through the peephole, Emily, disheveled, eyes red. I opened the door a crack. "What are you doing here?" "Alex, thank God. Let me in. We need to talk." "No, we don't." Her voice cracked, but there was that edge. "Come on, I drove all this way. Mark dumped me like trash. He used me, just like you warned. I'm sorry, okay? I was manipulated, confused. You were always so good to me, stable, kind. Let's start over." I leaned on the frame, calm. "You said I lost. Remember? During that argument, you're not competing with him. You already lost." Your words, Emily. Twisted logic to justify keeping me as backup while you chased him. Tears streamed. I was angry. It wasn't real. "Please, don't throw us away. Us was thrown away the moment you said it. Goodbye." I closed the door softly, locked it. Heard her pounding for a minute, then sobs fading down the hall. After that, anger kicked in. Texts turned nasty. "You're heartless. How can you do this? You'll regret it when I'm gone for good." Then from her mom. "Young man, this is unacceptable. Emily's family, we expect better. Call her." I blocked the lot. It was unpleasant, their toxicity seeping through, but it solidified my resolve. Power reversal clear. She begged from rock bottom. I stood firm from higher ground. The toxicity from her family didn't stop there. A couple weeks after she showed up at my door, I got an email from her dad. Long, rambling thing about manning up and not abandoning family. Unpleasant doesn't cover it. It was laced with guilt trips, like I owed them for the years I'd invested. Emily's struggling because of you, he wrote. I archived it without responding. Her attempts morphed from pleading to outright manipulation. A mutual friend, Lisa, called one evening while I was out for a run. Alex, hey. Emily asked me to reach out. She's really sorry, says she was going through stuff and took it out on you. I slowed to a walk, catching my breath. Lisa, I appreciate you, but no. Wait, hear me out. She admits the Mark thing was stupid. He's gone now, total mess. She's alone, depressed. Her family's worried she'll do something drastic. Just talk to her. Drastic. Classic emotional blackmail. That's on her, not me. I've moved on. Lisa's tone shifted, toxic edge creeping in. Wow, cold. I thought you were better than this. She's your ex for a reason, but blocking everyone? That's low. Take care, Lisa. Hung up. Blocked her too. It hurt losing that connection. We'd been friends before Emily, but loyalty has limits. Emily's final push came via voicemail a day later, her voice raw and angry. Fine. Ignore me. But you're a coward, Alex. Hiding behind silence. I bet you're loving this, me begging while you play victim. Mark at least had passion, you? Nothing. Call me or don't. But know you're alone because you deserve it. I listened once, deleted it. Her true colors shone through. The smugness from that argument, twisted into rage. No remorse, just hypocrisy. She'd justified her betrayal with "you already lost," now flipped it to me being the loser for walking away. Power reversal complete. She was desperate, I was indifferent. Internally, I was far from the confused guy who'd driven away that night. Therapy helped unpack it. Yeah, I started sessions, unpacking the manipulation. Flashback to a quiet moment post-breakup, sitting in my new apartment, scrolling job listings, realizing I'd sacrificed my career growth for her. Now, with the promotion, I was leading projects, traveling for conferences. Dated casually, met Sarah at a networking event. Smart, kind, no drama. We clicked over shared hikes and laughs. Life upgraded. 5 months post-breakup, the final nail came at our mutual friend Jake's birthday party. He'd invited me, knowing the history but assuring Emily won't be there. Small gathering at a rooftop bar, city skyline twinkling, music low. I showed up with Sarah, feeling good in a sharp button-down. We were mingling when I spotted her. Emily, across the room, drink in hand, looking worn, hair unkempt, eyes shadowed. Must have crashed or been invited last minute. Our gazes locked. She beelined over. Alex, she said, voice shaky but edged. Didn't expect you here. I nodded politely, arm around Sarah. Emily. She glanced at Sarah, then back. Can we talk? Privately. No need. Her desperation peaked, words tumbling. Please. I've been a wreck. Mark was abusive, bruises, yelling. He used me for money, then left. I lost my promotion, friends ghosted. Family's mad at me for screwing up. But you were right. I see it now. I was smug, horrible. Let's try again. I need stability, you. Hypocrisy dripped, admitting faults but still need. Like I was a safety net again. Sarah squeezed my hand, but I stayed calm, mirroring her logic. Remember the argument. You're not competing with him. You already lost. Your twisted excuse for chasing him while keeping me around. Well, turns out I won by leaving. Built a life without the comparisons, the gaslighting. Tears welled. I didn't mean it. I was confused, manipulated by him contacting me first. Please, Alex, I'm sorry. Facts are facts, Emily. Your relevance ended that night. This. I gestured to the party. Sarah, the view. It's my peace, my future. You're a closed chapter. She flushed, anger flashing. So that's it. Parade your upgrade while I suffer? Heartless. I shrugged, indifferent. Enjoy the party. Turned away, pulling Sarah to the bar. Emily lingered a moment, then left early, head down. Mutuals whispered, her downfall on display, my growth evident. That night sealed it. No lingering care. She was irrelevant to my happiness. I've blocked the past, embraced the now. Sarah and I, planning a trip, no ex-shadows. Karma's poetic. She sought better, got worse. Me? Truly upgraded. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.